Welcome to Mullumbimby Creek, Australia. I just had to say that because all my videos from the past 3 months have been welcome to Glastonbury, welcome to Rennes-les-Bains, welcome to wherever in Europe I found myself. And now I'm home. And so I'm welcoming you to Australia for this video and many videos to come. So great to have you here, though. I have missed you. It's been 3 weeks since I created a video, my last one in Glastonbury. And it's been on my mind. You know, I want to connect with my YouTube tribe again. But it's just taken some time. The first week I obviously had a little bit of jet lag. It took me, plus I was recovering from the retreat I just held in Glastonbury because I finished the retreat and flew out the next day. So the first week was that. And then last week, well, obviously I didn't rest enough the first week because then last week I got a head cold. And so my body just went, no, cancel those appointments. Just go fuzzy in your head for a while. So I did that. And now I'm rejuvenated and I'm ready to be back with you. And I'm ready to create this video on simplicity, which is a theme that came to me as soon as I returned. And I was sitting out there where I watch the sunrise from every morning. I look out and I can see the ocean in the distance and it's beautiful, so beautiful. And I sit there and there's no sound except the birds. Oh, well, they're noisy really, but otherwise no sound. And I just had this overwhelming feeling the morning after I got back when I did that. I had this overwhelming feeling of, oh my gosh, my life is so simple, so simple. And that's been reinforced since I've been back. And so I want to share how this is coming through for me and why it's so important right now, especially as we move into this eclipse season. Now, I'm not an astrologer. I'm only regurgitating what I listen to on YouTube or read on SUBSTACK. But I believe that the nodes changing signs last week as well into Leo Aquarius also has an influence, as well as this Leo solar eclipse that's coming up in a couple of days. It ties into what I wish to talk with you about with regards to simplicity. So as always, you know, what's out there reflects what's in here. Before I get into that, welcome to my channel. And if you are new here, great to have you. I have just returned from 3 months in Europe where I've been holding retreats and pilgrimages, and I have come back to my simple life now. Now, something I do want to share with you, and this is thanks to one of my viewers, thank you, who mentioned in a comment that since my channel is not monetized, I've chosen to turn off ads so that you don't have the disruptive experience, because the energy of ads is so out of alignment with the energy that I like to immerse you in during these videos. So I've turned those off. And so one of my viewers suggested that I might like to set up a buy me a coffee. So for anyone that feels grateful and enjoys and appreciates what I share, you can buy me a coffee, or I've changed it to buy me a rose. A rose would be such a gift. So I've put the link down below. And I will put it in all future videos as well. And if you follow me on Substack, I'll also include that in my Substack articles. Just if you feel inspired, if something really touches you and you feel that you would like to give a little more, that's one way you can do it. And I forgot to mention that actually the day she suggested it, I had a list of things to do that day. And one of those things was explore Buy Me a Coffee. And then it's the first time someone's ever mentioned it to me. And I was like, okay, universe, I'm hearing you. So I took action. So thank you again. And there was something else I was going to say about that. Oh, of course, yes. That's not the only way to show your appreciation. you can like my videos. It makes such a difference. And also I feel like there's a little bit more interaction between us, and certainly commenting. You know, I love reading your comments, and read them all and respond to them if they sort of invite a response. And also subscribing to my channel also helps. So they're just little ways that if you feel to give an exchange, I appreciate. And be aware that simply by watching, you are giving an exchange. Your presence is giving an exchange. And actually your energy, beyond time and space, your energy meeting my energy is what is actually creating these videos and creating this content. And that's why we find ourselves here, you watching me on the screen. It's like we've already created this. Doesn't that blow your mind? But all of that interaction is so gratefully received. So thank you for being in my world. And thank you for journeying with me through Europe. And I hope you continue the journey here at my desk in Australia. I didn't want to record at my desk. You know, it's so much easier when I'm traveling and I just do the selfie stick and it's just like, yeah, this is simple. I put it in front of me, see myself, it's all easy. And today I wanted to do the same. I wanted to take you to a little creek nearby and record there. And we have huge winds today, occasional rain, and I'm like, I'm afraid it's got to be the desk. And then, of course, I've got to get the ring light and the da-da-da-da-da. Takes a little more effort. But anyway, it's a nice desk and I'm very happy to be here. It's a simple desk. So on that note, let's get into today's topic. That's enough of just my chit-chat. I'm just excited. I'm really excited to be back with you. And I love the connection that I'm building with so many of you through this channel. So thank you. Simplicity. As I said, I realized, as soon as I arrived back, and being in my life here, I just went, oh my gosh, I actually live a really simple life. Really simple. Like even my business, I've simplified it as much as possible, and I'm looking to see how else I can simplify it further. With regards to the tech, with regards to everything, it's so simple. I came off Facebook and Instagram a few years ago, and just that simplified. Oh my gosh, that simplified. And sometimes I think, oh, you know what? Maybe I should just be sharing a bit more on Instagram. I might, touch some more people's lives that way. And I open it and I go, I can't do it. That's as far as I get. So that was a way of simplifying. And my business, I've continued to simplify it since then. Of course, it still requires a certain amount of tech. That's just the nature of a business now, or an online business now. But I'm always looking for ways to simplify. And so, yes, my life is simple. I'm fortunate in that my kids have left home. They're self-sufficient. So I don't have anyone else to worry about. I haven't got a partner. There's just me. There's just me and the trees, and of course you. And so my life is simple, but it's quite surprising when you put your focus there, how there's always more to simplify. And I think this is a part of the age that we're living in now. I feel like we are being called to simplify. And this seems bizarre because externally it's becoming a lot more complex. I mean, you try and do something online even. Like it's no longer just username, password, is it? Then there's, I don't know, a trillion things. Pick the buses on this, and then now let's go through the 6-factor authentication and whatever else it is. And this is just to buy shampoo. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh my God. It does my head in. I'm not so good in my left brain anymore. I was so left brain. My poor right brain hardly got a word in when I was growing up, and probably up until about maybe 30 years ago is when I was pregnant with my son. So he's 28 now. And that's when I probably, my right brain just kicked in a little more. I just sort of sensed it. And then, of course, once he was born, and once you have a child, you tend to allow your right brain, that creative aspect, in more. And I think that's probably where, for me, suddenly my right brain just was like, hello. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you existed. And over time, and certainly as I've gone deeper and deeper into this understanding of myself and loving of myself and the spiritual journey, if you wish to call it that, the voice of my right brain has become stronger and stronger. And of course, in the work I do now with the channeling and even guiding meditations and so on, that's right brain focus. My left brain comes in and helps me do the structure of the business, very important. But my right brain speaks much more loudly. And it was only when I was back and I was reflecting on my time away, and I realized I had a lot more right brain time than usual. And I mean, that's to be expected. I'm organizing retreats. I'm driving the van. I'm organizing the accommodation. I'm setting up the timetable for the day, you know, all of that. And then in between retreats, I was still moving, getting to a new place. Okay, what do they have in the kitchen of this Airbnb? Where's the nearest shop? What do I, you know, all of that stuff. So I was constantly organizing. And I mean, unfortunately, I had the gift of that time during the retreats or the pilgrimages, or when I was recording meditations or even YouTube videos for you, where my right brain was like, hello, I'm back, which was really nice. But it was quite exhausting because I'm not used to so much left brain activity. And since I've returned, if I've had to get online to do something bureaucratic, you know, so left brain, I'm just muddled. Like, I'm really finding it hard to focus on that. And it's making me want to retreat more. It's making me want to simplify. What can go here? Even last week, some investments I had that were so complex, and I just don't want that complexity. I went, no, going. I just don't want. Take away the complexity. I just want to simplify. So I'm looking at all these different aspects of my life. Where can I simplify? My one daughter, who does live close by, Heidi, who's my second child out of 3, she has helped me set up veggie gardens here, just at the back of my place, because for me, is a simplification. If that means I don't have to go to the shops sometimes because I have the food here, oh, how easy is that? And I realized also, just thinking about this, even just drawing back into my local community feels simpler for me. Just unplugging a little bit more from the outer world. When I'm traveling, I've got to be so plugged in to what's going on in the world, or certainly what's going on in Europe where I am, and just all of it. The news, in some ways, if it impacts me, and even the transport and just all things that I'm not usually plugged into. When you're home, you can unplug from a lot of that. And there's a real simplification and a serenity almost, and a calmness in that. And every part of my being is craving that right now. And I imagine that most of you are finding it the same. This desire to just come in more, to just keep it local. And of course, this community can still happen through an online community. And, you know, many of my communities are online that I'm connected into. But it's also really important to have that locally as well. So this is, for me, is a part of the simplicity that we are being called into at this time. What can you let go of? And it doesn't matter how simple you think life is. There's always more to let go of. And you can identify it because it usually brings up a little bit of angst or a little bit of stress in you. There's just a tightness there when you when something feels complex and it feels like it's against your simplicity grain, you can feel it. And so notice those things in your life. Notice when you're doing a task and you're feeling that, and just step back and ask the question, is there a simpler way to do this? Is there something that I've not seen? Universe, show me. Because once you've asked the question, you've created the space for the answer. So just have some awareness around this simplicity, how you can embrace more simplicity. And of course, this can be in a living situation. This can be the things that you've carried around. This can be the junk that's just been accumulating. You know, is it time to move some of that on? Is it time to shift some of that weight off your shoulders? Because complexity, which stuff creates a more complex life. That creates a weight on you. So have a think about it. Maybe you'd like to share in the comments. What is the call in your life to simplify? That sentence did not make sense at all. Let me rephrase that. How are you being called to simplify? Maybe you haven't recognized it until now. Maybe it is a relationship, a friendship. Maybe it is, maybe there's a communication that you have with someone, like you've built up this habit. Maybe it is a habit, but maybe you've built up a habit of like a daily communication with someone. And it's got a bit like, oh, I should send that text. Maybe the simplification is you just draw back on that. Where can you simplify? Because to simplify is actually to bring you closer to your essence. And it enables more space to allow the expression of your essence. And as we move into the frequency of this new epoch, that at this point is being given the name New Earth or New World, that's what's commonly being used. I think it will acquire another name. But at the moment, most people understand when you say that. To move into this frequency requires a certain amount of simplicity. Because in simplicity, as I mentioned, your essence, it has space to be seen. It has space to breathe. It has space for expression. Complexity clouds that. And we are creating this new earth, this new paradigm through our essence. Simple as that, through our light. And that light shines brighter through simplicity. Speaking of light, I've just realized it's got really dark outside and I don't have any lights on in the house other than my ring light on my desk. So if I feel like I've gone into the dark a little, that's why. It was just to make this point more about your light shining. But this is a part of this new paradigm, is simplicity. Allowing your light to shine, to have less mist there, less fog for it to shine through. When I think of simplicity, if I'm thinking about the Roseline beings who I channel, I always think of one of the oracles of the Roseline, Francis of Assisi. For me, he fully embodies, or his spirit, his frequency is a full embodiment of simplicity. And it amazes me when I'm in Assisi to see the complexity that's been created around his life. You know, the buildings, I mean, that basilica, it's so complex and so ornate. It's the antithesis of his essence. His essence was simplicity. And he's so connected with nature, and he's often shown with birds and communing with birds. And the reason he had that connection with nature is because he was so simple in his essence, and his light was so strong because he didn't have all that haze and mist around him. He gave up. He gave up his wealthy upbringing for the simplicity, for the connection, because through that, his truth could emanate out into the world. And when you're in Assisi, you feel that truth in you, in the land there, in the mountain, in the nature around you. You don't feel that truth in the churches, in the basilicas. That's someone else's interpretation of what his truth was, aka the Catholic Church. So he is my inspiration for simplicity in terms of the rose line and the beings I channel. Maybe I shall record a little meditation from him. We might do that at the end. I'm nearing the end, so I will share that with you because I feel this is very important. But there's one other thing I'd like to talk about before I go into the meditation. And this is, I knew there was one other thing. I wrote some notes. And this is the astrology that we're in at the moment. I am not an astrologer. All I am doing is regurgitating what I hear others say, astrologers who are qualified, who know this stuff. However, I am aware that last week the moon's nodes shifted axis and they are in Leo and Aquarius. And I am aware that in a couple of days' time, we are experiencing a full moon. No, are we in the full? No, the new moon solar eclipse, but it's a total eclipse. That was the word I was looking for. A total new moon solar eclipse in Leo. And everything that I have read about this eclipse and about the nodes changing sort of ties in with what I'm talking about here around simplicity, especially internally, and about letting go of the facets of you that you have put in place through your life, the roles that you've taken on, just the aspects you've taken on or the facets, because someone has told you you are that way and you've kept that and gone, I am that way, and you've kept that aspect there. And my understanding is that these energies of the next 18 months of the nodes being in Leo and Aquarius, so Leo being the south node and Aquarius, the north node. I think I've got that right. Correct me if I haven't. And yes, I'm sure I have. And then this eclipse that we're going into, this Leo eclipse, Leo new moon, is very much about these aspects of what you've put out there to the world. Well, you're multifaceted, but are those facets truly you? Or can some of them go so that the true diamond, the true you, the true essence, the simple essence of you can be shared, can be seen, because this is where your light comes from. And this is the simplicity. So spend this time over the next couple of weeks, especially when we're in between eclipses. This is such a powerful portal for doing this. For one, what can you simplify in your life to help bring you back to yourself more? To enable your left brain to move into a harmony with your right brain. And also, what aspects of you, what facades can you let go of that are just not who you really are anymore? And it might be hard to identify those because they're so ingrained in you. But perhaps you can use this energy of the eclipses to ask that question. Show me. Show me what is no longer me that I'm still putting out there to the world. I've been doing quite a bit of this self-inquiry. I'm currently doing the Venus sequence in the Gene Keys. And if anyone's doing that at the same time, please let me know. It's a very powerful journey. It's a journey about relationship, but it's a journey about love and ultimately your relationship with yourself and loving, complete loving of yourself. It's a big, big journey. But through going through this process of self-inquiry, it's helping me to identify some of those facades in me. And I've been on this journey for a long time now. I've been doing this for a long time, and I feel that gradually I am revealing more of my authenticity and allowing more of my light out. But there's always so much more. And even a couple of days ago, something really big that I'd pushed down. It's been down for a long time, and it just revealed itself again and went, you haven't looked at me. And it's something I don't really want to look at because I have a lot of disappointment in myself around a behavior. And it's sort of like, go down boy. But it's time. It's time, and it's a part of this simplification process. And so I am using this portal, this eclipse portal, to love that version of me that made a choice that I wouldn't make now. And I want to bring her back into wholeness. So this is a journey, and this is a part also of seeing those aspects. It's not necessarily even about discarding them. It's about loving them and saying, well, you perhaps served a role, but not anymore, and love them back into yourself. But by doing that, you allow your true aspect through instead of wearing that as a facade. Okay, okay. It's good to check your notes. One other thing I wanted to talk to around simplicity is boundaries. Boundaries help keep life simpler. It's when you're leaking energy. Could be with others. It could be with a situation. It could be with the tech. It could be with the social media. When there's not boundaries there, that allows complexity in because it allows other energies in. So being firm on your boundaries is actually conducive to holding yourself in a state of simplicity. So you may like to ponder that. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on that. It just came to me before I started to record the video. And of course, something else I'd written down here was just becoming really clear on what's important for you. What's important for your life? What's important? What do you want to take into this new earth? What do you want to leave behind? What is making your life complex that you do not want to bring with you as you move into this state of inner harmony, which is what New Earth is? It's an inner harmonic state, harmonic resonance within, beautiful harmony between your, left hemisphere and right hemisphere. That is what New Earth is. So what will enable that within you? What can go? Okay, that's all of my notes. So let's do a little meditation, just a quick one with Francis of Assisi. Okay, so close your eyes. Oh, I haven't done this for a while with you live, so this feels really nice. Feel your feet chakras on the balls of your feet open. Feel yourself connected in the beautiful energy of our Earth Mother. And as you do that, feel yourself connect in with the powerful rose grid that sits within the earth. This is the grid of harmonic resonance. And as you connect in with that grid, it lights up this harmony within you. It lights up the connection between your left and right hemispheres, your yin, your yang aspects. And as you feel this light up and light you up, so you illuminate. As you hold this harmonic resonance, your light shines. And then notice from your energy body, there's just like denser energies falling off. Like, it's like they go, oh, I can't sit here. I can't be in this light. And it's just dropping away. And faces of yourself that weren't really you, just dropping off. They can't be there. They cannot sit with the purity and the simplicity of this light, of this harmonic resonance, of this sacred union being held within you. So focus on that light. And you may be aware of that dropping off, of the denser, of the complex. But don't put your focus there. Keep your focus on the light. The light that you are. The light that you are in your simplicity. And now become aware in front of you is the frequency of that soul who incarnated as Francis of Assisi. So you may see that soul in the form of Francis. You may see it as a light. You may see it as a rose. However you see him or feel him if you're not visual. And now I am seeing him in his form as Francis because I'm seeing him place his hand up above your crown. It's his left hand above your crown. And his right hand is over your heart. It's just sitting out in front of your heart. And from his left hand, is this beautiful light flowing down. And in fact, I saw the dove coming out of his hand, the Holy Spirit, the Sophia, coming out of his hand and down and into your third eye area, where that beautiful, into the pineal, where that beautiful harmonic resonance between your left and right hemispheres exists. And then it carries down and it goes down to meet where his right hand is in front of your heart. And then the energy flows into his right hand. So it's coming out of his left hand, down through you, out of your heart and into his right hand. So it's flowing, it's an energy flowing through you. And what's happening is as that energy flows through you, so it's moving through those upper chakras. So anything in those upper chakras, any of those denser energies that I talked about, that's holding you back from a state of purity, of simplicity, because of programming, beliefs that you've had, and ancestral patterning, anything like that that's caused a complexity through these chakras. It's being moved through this energy coming through him, through the dove, through the Sophia frequency, the frequency of wisdom. And as I said that, it's like I saw there were like an arc of doves over your crown. around you. It's around you and around him, just like he's often shown with the birds around him. And this is wisdom. This is the great feminine frequency. And this is simplicity. Simplicity flows. Complexity we hang on to. Simplicity flows. Simplicity trusts. Feel that moving through those chakras from your crown to your heart. Awakening your divine essence, your true essence. And now he takes his left hand and he's holding it now down in front of your base chakra. So right hand in your heart, front of your heart still, left hand in front of your base. And now that energy that flowed through you into his right hand is now coming out of his right hand into your heart and flowing down through the more physical chakras and then flowing into his left hand. And as that energy flows through these chakras, again, it's creating a light from these physical chakras. It's enabling any denser energies around hanging on, around complexity in your physical world, in your relationships. It's allowing those to drop away. Again, to move you into the flow, to the flow of everything, into the trust. You do not need to hang on, for there is always more. All you require is in the flow. This is simplicity. This is the life that Francis of Assisi lived. He trusted. He lived in flow. He lived from love. And so now he removes his hands. And he's holding them up in a blessing. And there's a connection between his heart chakra and yours. A reminder. This is who you are. You are a being of simple joy. You are a being, you are simply your essence. This is your being. To be your essence, to be your light. Complexity keeps you in the dark. Now feeling the flow from your crown down through to your base or your root chakra. And then feeling the flow also back the other way. In fact, I'm just being shown now, it's in the figure 8. Between your crown and your base. Flowing down and flowing back up again. following the lemniscate, the figure eight, the infinity. It crosses in the heart, the point of your truth, where your pure essence lives. And as your heart receives the blessing of Francis's heart, it is reminded of what it means to live a life of simplicity, of truth, of beauty. For this is the highest form of love. Receive this activation now from Francis of Assisi into your heart. He buena homoti rene o sea dio neati homwechane o sionia kankane o seo da hopuani atestonian arene tu lote dan ame onte arene su buna yante. And those doves that are circling above your head now are lightly beating their wings. And you're feeling that energy flow through you. It is an awakening. It is a remembering of what it is to be truly authentic, of the simplicity of your true authenticity. And Francis kisses your third eye. Awakening that connection between the two hemispheres of your brain, bringing them into that state of harmonic resonance that is the frequency of this new earth. You are ready. You are ready to let go. Use this eclipse portal. Follow the path of simplicity, for it will bring you home. And so Francis is slowly disappearing from your space now. And bring your focus back into your body. Slowly starting to move your body. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Return into our space. And as you're slowly coming back, there is one more thing I forgot to share with you. In 2 weeks, I think it's the 27th, Thursday the 27th, I'm going to be holding a free event called The Living Magdalene. And this is all about how you embody the Magdalene frequency, how you live it. I'm really excited to do this. This is drawing on what came through in the retreats and pilgrimages I held this year. And I'm going to bring that through and share it with you in a 1 hour, about 1 hour I think it will be, free event, which will be in my Zoom room. So you'll be able to register for that probably this week or early next week. I'll have the registration page up for that when my left brain gets into action. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being in my world. It's such a blessing having you here. So until next time, rose blessings to you.